Palma. Oh,
Oh, man.
that's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
To Del Fuentes.
Oh, wow.
Delgado takes the shot and knocks it down. J.R. Maloria is open. 3-point.
Oh, my goodness!
Face a jumper by Robin Celis. Nathaniel has time. Just posterized by Scott.
Two teams in the South Division meet at a critical juncture in the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League 7th season. Cebu and Zamboanga magkatapat dito. Abdul Sawat recently named a starter in the All-Star game representing the South, and he will have his hands full against Reeve Ugsang and the rest of the Cebu greats who have really found their groove para dito sa kanilang kampanya as they try to salvage their season once more. The Zamboanga Sikat Families Sardines going up against the Cebu Greats in our second game. Magandang gabi mga kaliga. Ken Pangilinan with Coach Mike Perez at courtside we have Mas Andrea Endicio. And Coach Mike, usap-usapan para sa Cebu na gusto nila i-restore yung pride nila, no? And guess what? They have racked up 5 straight wins, the hottest team in the South right now.
At pagkakataon na umabot pa sa 6 consecutive wins para dito sa Cebu. Pero along their way is Zamboanga. This is gonna be a really good match between these two teams who need wins, especially in the latter part of the season.
And you're watching us live on the official MPBL YouTube channel. And live na rin po tayo ngayon sa Solar Sports and on PusoP.com. And silipin natin ng mabilis lang, no, yung ating team standings in the South Division. Zamboanga, despite them at number 2, hindi pa sila guaranteed to finish in the top 4 because of their difficult schedule. While on the other hand, itong Cebu, Coach Mike, galing 13th place, naiabot na papunta sa 10th place dito sa South.
Oh, dahil nga doon sa 5-game winning streak nila, and Zamboanga, napakahalaga nitong game na to. I think a magic number for you to stick to number 2, to get to at least number 2 would be 20 wins. Samantalang para naman dito sa Cebu, may competition pagdating sa 10th spot. No? So ang number na tinitingnan nila dito for wins, you got to get at least 13 wins, and the last 4 games of Cebu is gonna be crucial para sa kanilang campaign.
Pero pag-usapan muna natin itong Zamboanga, particularly Abdul Sawat, who had an impressive campaign for Quezon City last year, and dinala niya dito with Zamboanga, and despite the losing effort, he was able to have a solid outing against Jensen here, almost a double-double.
Oh, ganda ng performance niya. He was the lone starter in double digits, tracking 13 points on a 6 of 11 shooting, going 9 rebounds, and yung mga numbers na yan, pretty much way above his average. And you're gonna need a lot again from Abdul Sawat, especially yung consistency to play all the quarters with a lot of force and positive effort para dito kay Abdul.
At isang kailangan bantayan dyan for Zamboanga is the health that Abdul Sawat could get going up against the surging Cebu Greats team. And nakita natin yung breakout performance ni Reeve Ugsang, Coach Mike, but it was really hard to ignore how Paul Desiderio was able to carry his team in a game, especially here in the fourth quarter, where Val City was knocking on their door. In fact, led by 11 in the third, but Paul was able to push the right buttons here for Cebu.
Ako, para sa akin, importante dito is a near triple-double effort para dito kay Paul Desiderio. 19 points, 12 of 10 in the fourth quarter to go with 7 rebounds and 7 assists, and he was making almost half of his shots, 6 of 12 from there, and the kind of consistency that you would like to find from Paul Desiderio. I mean, he's been a starter that's been consistent for Cebu Greats in that important game.
Alam mo kung ano yung impressive para dito sa Cebu? Siya lang yung fourth leading scorer in that game, talking about Paul Desiderio, because these 3 guys, Jan Hamon, June Manzo, their leading scorer, also recently named an All-Star, as well as Reeve Ugsang, all had at least 20 points in this game. And ang kagandahan dito, Coach Mike, different portions of the game sila nag-heat up para sa kanilang kupunan.
And really, it's just about doing it by committee. Very similar to how the other players of Zamboanga would play in this game. Cebu Greats, these three guys actually accounted for 63 of the 97 points para dito sa Cebu Greats. And the thing is, yung shooting, very good, no? A very decent shooting from the guys. And John Amon pretty much making 50% of his shots, and the free throw making was pretty good as well. And of course, you can't take away the fact that this guy here, Rivog Sang, had a double-double in that game. 20 points, 11 rebounds, perfect from the line, and a 7 of 13 shooting in that game.
Alright, Zambo kontra Cebu in our second game. Punta na natin si Richard Tampos for our starters.
Time to introduce the starters for both teams. Starting off with Zamboanga Sikat Family Sardines. Forward number 34, Med Salim. At guard number 2, Chino Mosqueda. Forward number 9, Alvin Capobres. Playing center number 13, Paul Turco. And at 2 guard number 15, Reg Gabat. The head coach is Bong Ramos. Assistant coaches, I. Libornio Ian Valdez, Louis Bautista, Melo Bonito Banwa, Jeb Cotero, Jose Pimentel, Marvin Carrion, and Robert Redula. Team consultant, Egay Macaraya. The team managers, Ram Iram and Alvin Muñoz. The team governor, Omar Chua. Team honors, TP Cao and Zamboanga City Honorable Congresswoman Kat Chua. Here come the Cebu Greats. Coming in at center number 9, Dolan Adlawan. At guard number 11, Mac Talio. Forward number 13, Mark Meneses. The other forward number 42, Leon Martel. Shooting guard number 55, Jaham John Hamon. Cebu Greats is led by the hitman, Jundi Valenzuela. Assistant coaches, Ronje Enrile, Corby Concepcion. Cebuano hotshot, Dondon Ontiveros. The team manager, John Santos. Team representative, Samson Lato. Referees for this ballgame, our crew chief, J.R. Francisco with Haleric Damicog. And
Starting 5 brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory, feel more game with 1xBet. Zamboanga starts off with the backcourt of Chino Mosqueda, Reg Gabat, up front Paul Turco, Med Salim, and Alvin Capombres. Para naman sa Cebu, Mac Talio, Jan Hamon at the guard spots. At center, Donan Adlawan, and at the forward spots, Lian Martel and Mark Meneses. And J. Francisco, Hali D'Amico, kasama ang mag-amang si Alan Maronilla at si Afea. Si Afea ang ating magiging fourth referee alongside those three referees on the floor sa ating laban between Mindanao at Visayas.
At itong Cebu, they always love to start Mark Meneses. He so far started in 19 of the 23 games that they played, giving them a lot of energy dun sa middle of the floor. Samantalang ito naman para naman sa Zamboanga, Abdul Sawat starting in his 19th start out of the 23 games that he's played.
Bola na tapik. It ends up with Chino Mosqueda, who nailed that three-point shot.
Oh yes.
Which probably for some thought was the game winner before Larry Rodriguez answered right back with a three of his own to give Jensen that win against Zamboanga.
And I thought that was a well-executed offense for Zamboanga. Just allowing Chino Mosqueda on the right corner three, holding it till that very last moment when he took it. Kaya lang, ang ganda rin kasi ng pagkaka-set up ng play para kay Larry Rodriguez na yun, where they twisted that elbow screen and then allowing Larry for that shot in a spot where he's very comfortable from top of the key.
Jan Hamon, smart play, bouncing it off Med Salim, but only 2 seconds remaining on their shot clock. Looks like inbound para sa Cebu. Mactalio puts it in. That was a difficult shot.
And heading into the deep. Ooh, another block. I'm telling you, in the games that we've covered, itong si Adlawan, grabe ang blocks nito. In one of the games, he had, what, 5 blocks in the first half alone. How about Mactalio with that good finish after that really good screen again by Adlawan? You know, if you're not scoring, you're providing screens, you're getting good stops and good blocks. How about the value of Adlawan that he's bringing here for the grades?
That's why Cebu is number 4 in terms of blocks, 4.2 blocks a game. Hindi lang siya eh, pati si Mark Meneses eh. And this Cebu team is deceptively very long, especially at forward spots.
I think Meneses and Adlawan, if I got this correctly, are the only 2 players averaging more than one block per game.
Oo, silang dalawa.
Silang dalawa lang. And so, I think it's a given. As you see, another good finish by Mactalio. It's a given that Mark Meneses makes shot blocks. But man, Adlawan, you know, he's just been very surprising.
Kita mo yung recovery doon. Libreng-libre si Turco eh, pero ang bilis nung balik nila Lian Martel and Mark Meneses.
It's all effort defensively para dito kay Donald Adlawan.
That's what we've seen from Cebu ever since Coach Junti Valenzuela took over. Lian Martel will burn a free, a 7-0 start for the Cebu Greats.
And a very comfortable Cebu Greats right now. Not minding that they're going up against the number 2 team, not minding that they're trying to chase for spot number 10 in the playoffs. They are just confidently playing right now to start the game.
And I really feel like their current record doesn't really reflect how good this team is at the moment.
If we could only have the numbers before they started retooling themselves, I think yung turnovers where they are right now, you know, the least efficient team with what, 16 turnovers per game. I'd like to think that in that retool, mas maganda yung performance nila and the way they handle the ball.
Fast Pair of the Game brought to you by Extreme X Pop, personal karaoke speaker, everyday karaoke.
And the dangerous part here is that you're seeing a resurgent Mactalio who's not only lost a lot of weight, but he's putting it to good use.
For Turco inside, basket plus the foul. Finally, Zamboanga gets themselves on the board.
And Turco is going to be a guy that's going to play, you know, a huge part, especially in that middle of the lane action underneath. He just loves to curl under, and that's pretty much where he gets most of his points from, inside the paint.
Pasok din niya, kanyang free throw. Biyog-sang will replace Dolan Adlawan. Having a conversation with Coach Junti Valenzuela.
I had a good chat with Mactalio in one of the charity games that he took part in.
Okay.
And he was saying that yung mga Cebuano talaga ngayon nagkakaintindihan dito sa team na to. Kasi kung iba yung coach nila, if it's not Coach Junti, they would think na ang angas nitong mga player na to. And you know, it really is just the nature of what a Cebuano is. And they really just want to play. Kasi he was saying in one instance that he got subbed out. He said, "Don't take me out. You know, gusto ko pang makatulong sa team." You know, it's a good thing, sabi niya, na yung coach nila is also Cebuano that understood na he really just wants to play. Kasi kung iba-iba yun, iba yung magiging interpretation. So, you know, the confidence and the compete in these Cebu Greats have really leveled up since they retooled.
Yeah, apart from the stats, I feel like yung resurgence nila really comes a lot from them quickly having that chemistry.
Yes.
Being, you know, you've mentioned already na ang dami lang Cebuano dito eh. Iba din yun eh. Iba yung alam mong magkakababayan kayo, na alam nyo saan kayo nanggaling. Minsan, baka ilan sa mga yan naging magkaalaman, naging magkaampi sa mga barangay leagues nila doon. And You know, it was really a blessing in disguise for them because at a certain point, mayroong mga teams, as we see Reebok Sang bank in that shot, little too late na na halimbawa, kailan lang ba sila nabuo? Nung ano lang nung parang nung trade and free agency window na lang which was in July, and they were at that point 4-12, Coach Mike. Ilang games na lang yun, 11 games left. And we mentioned before they got into this winning streak how difficult the road will be despite them being rejuvenated. And boy, kahit pa little room for error, nagawa nila ng paraan, racking up 5 straight wins. And we mentioned, galing sila sa 13th spot, 4th and 12. Biglang number 10 na sila ngayon.
Oh, tsaka yung these new guys came in. They actually got retooled, starting with that Pampanga game, if I recall correctly, where they lost only by 3 points. And then they went up against Binyan, to which both those teams are pretty much contenders, where they lost another 3 points ulit, dikit rin lang. Before they won against Imos, where they won by 13 and lost by 14 against one of the toughest teams to go up against in Ilagan, where they lost by 14. But ever since then, in their next 5 games, they've been very solid and very fluid with their executions on both ends.
Abdul Sawat barreling through the lane as that was Lian Martel who tried to draw the charge, will be called for that foul.
And to add to that story, Ken, they are in their last 9 games, starting with that Pampanga game. They're 6-3. But had they, sneaked out a win against Pampanga and Binyan, they would have been what, 8-1 right now.
Pwede.
Diba? Boy.
LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. And yun yung sinasabi natin na kahit pa nabuo sila ulit, nagsimula sila 0-2 dahil nga natalo sila sa Pampanga, sa Binyan. And followed it up with a win against, hindi yung nagkakamali, Imos. Tapos talo sila sa Ilagan. Na minsan, minsan reality check na yan na you were on a high for probably the first 3 games. You lost to 14 against a very formidable Ilagan Isabela squad. But boy, they bounced back in a big fashion against Jensan, in which a game you covered.
Yes.
It was a highly physical game, but they maintained their composure and then racked up 3 more victories. And this guy, Paul Desiderio, has really found his rhythm para dito sa Cebu Greats.
And yung latter part ng game na yun, actually, June Manso was the one who led that win against Jensan. And I do take note, and I clearly remember how Spider Mac Talio defended against Kyle Tolentino. Kyle Tolentino was burning the hoops from 3 in that game, but when Mac Talio came in, it was pretty much downhill for the shooting of Kyle Tolentino.
So palpal na naman, inaabot. Si Roy Subang naman, yung napayungan doon. Zamboanga, meanwhile, is in the midst of a tough stretch, having lost 3 of their last 4 games.
Yes.
And it only gets even harder with regards to their schedule of games remaining, Coach Mike.
Oo, mabigat yung mga last few games nila. Matter of fact, and this is not to, downplay the capability of the Cebu Greats. But if you talk about roster as well as positioning, mabigat yung mga next na kalaban ng Zamboanga. They're getting Basilan, Binyan, Quezon, and Caloocan, which in my opinion, their size is gonna be a challenge para dito sa Zamboanga.
Although, if you're Zamboanga, you could use it as fuel.
Yes.
And challenge yourselves. Because, let's face it, they've already proven, at least against Nueva Ecija, that they could compete against the best of the best teams here in the league. It's just a matter of them being more consistent. And ever since, I think yung talo nila sa Abra, medyo nag-slide na sila ng bagya. As Rivog Sang knocks down his second free throw. It's 10-7. Cebu with a 3-point lead. Abdul Sawat bounce pass to Sumang. They move the ball around. Sumang ends up with it. Fires a free. No good. The rebound by Paitiong. Desiderio down low to Manzo. Posting up Roy Sumang. Fades away off the heel. JP Kawilan gets it. Sumang. Back to JP. Pulls the trigger. Off the mark. Desiderio with the rebound. Tatakbo dito ang Cebu.
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yep. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, Paul wasn't able to finish that move. And you could hear, the pain.
Yeah.
That shout for pain.
Immediately wins in pain. He knew immediately something was wrong.
Actually, kanina dun sa baba na, when he was defending, he was a little bit trying to favor that left leg. And by the way it looks, you see right here, he was trying to beat to a space, getting to that gap. Ayun na, yung kaliwa nga. That was the left hamstring. At full speed, trying to beat the defender right in front of him. Now this is gonna be a next man up situation for the Cebu Grays, and they definitely have enough people that can elevate their game in the absence of Paul Desiderio. Hopefully he's able to come back.
Bumbum Tampos will be the one tasked to take his place. June Manzo high off the glass and in.
Pero hindi ka rin pwede another block.
Ilan na yan?
That's the
Pangatlo na.
third block, right?
Manzo launches and
situation here.
buries the three-pointer.
Timeout situation. You gotta call a timeout if you're Zamboanga. You're blocked thrice, you're getting outrun, and the body language of the Zamboanga players on the floor, not so favorable if you're Coach Egay. See this move right here? Rejected that screen, went to this patented floater push shot, going glass, and then come the other side. They get that block, live turnover, Manso off to the races, and comfortably releasing that three, allowing that 5-point quick run in favor of the Greats.
Timeout Zamboanga down by 8. We'll be back after the short break. Back with us here inside the Pasay Astrodome. Under 2 minutes left here. Chico Lanete.
Chico Lanete.
Nakasombrero kasi, nakayuko eh.
Sasabihin ko pa lang, pakiangat nga yung cup. Chico Lanete, oh my goodness. How could we not recognize? Well, he's got a cap, in fairness.
Alam mo, iniisip ko noong una, artista. Hindi pa naman ako magaling sa artista. Yun pala, basketball player din.
Isa na sa mga titinik na bowlers yan from Cebu. 3x3, man. Diba?
Naging kampi pala ni Boss Cedel and Javi yan eh.
Oo.
Liga, di ba?
Tingin ko ayaw na nilang pag-usapan.
Di na natin pag-uusapan for their sake. Manzo fakes by Tiong to Meneses. June Manzo.
He's gonna take over now.
10 seconds on their shot clock. Running circles around the defense, but that time got blocked. Tampos able to intercept the pass.
Live turnover again for the Cebu Greats.
Paitiong balik kay Manzo. Gives it up to Bumbum Tampos. Bugsang will offer that screen. Bugsang. Short.
I thought that shot was gonna go in.
Abdul Sawat on the move. Foul against Cebu. Just their 14th foul. Last foul to give.
Well, both these teams actually in the last possession doing the right thing. I mean, you got Rivok Sang. Sure, he fumbled that ball a little bit, but he pretty much has got range from that 3 area. But on that live swing of possession. You love that Abdul Sawat attack that middle of the floor, not allowing that defense to set up for the Cebu Greats. And bakit kamo? Kasi nakakatatlong supalpal na sa kanila itong Cebu Greats here in the first quarter.
And how about Cebu holding Zamboanga to only 2 out of 17 shooting from the field?
And that's something that you clearly do not expect from, at least from the way that Zamboanga's been playing their games. They are the better scoring team. They are the better defending team. They get a lot more help off the bench. But so far, guys like Boom Tampos have been doing really good for the Greats.
9-0 run before that 3-point shot. Much needed one from JP Kawilan.
Yeah, tsaka isa na yan sa mga player na I'm sure Coach Egay would really love to see on a catch-and-shoot situation. Itong si Kawilan was 0 out of 4 in their last game. Matter of fact, didn't score in that game.
That's gonna do it here in the first quarter. How about Cebu? Putting a masterclass on the defensive end, clamping down on usually a high-octane offense by Zamboanga.
Well, that push to start the game by Mac Talio, scoring I think 4 points in that first quarter and getting good defensive stops, helping out defensively, and just 3 field goals allowed by the Greats for Zamboanga, to which they got 3 block attempts, but unfortunately they
You are still watching the MPBL. Zamboanga's previous game against Gensan didn't turn out on their favor, but we could all agree to the fact that it was a fight well fought. Kaya naman, sabi nga ni Coach Egay Macaraya, we could all agree na kaya naman nilang bumalik dito sa game na ito. So going back to training, meron daw ilang points that they had to talk about. Most important, sabi ni Coach Egay, would be how important it is for their team to run on their transition defense. Sabi nga niya, yan kasi yung strength namin. If we can set, we know what to do, and when we do so, ang ending, we get the result that we want. But looking at the Cebu team, a team that can run and has the veteran presence and skills, aminado si Coach Egay that the ingredients of this Cebu team is complete. Another tough nut to crack, lalo na nga ngayon with their confidence way up. Dagdagan pa kung tawagin ni Coach Egay ay mga built na players. The only way for Zamboanga is to move on from what happened and really put all focus on what's in front of them. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. Totoo yan, no? Pinapakita ngayon ng Cebu kung bakit very worry sila Coach Egay Macaraya at si Coach Bong Ramos, no? After that tough loss against Gensan. Panibagong hamon ang kanilang karap na kalaban ngayon ng Cebu. But you see the field goal shooting, only 3 out of 18 para sa Zamboanga, 7 of 19 naman para sa Cebu.
Yeah, and this is, in my opinion, a team that's playing like there's nothing to lose and everything to gain. I mean, they're trying to get to the 10th spot, and the other teams that they will go up against, I'm sure, got this team marked as well in their last few games, because the way that they've actually elevated themselves is much to the concern of the other teams. Nakakabulag eh. Tsaka maganda yung camaraderie nitong mga Cebu Greats na ito.
June Manzo, skip pass, Rian Martel, Mentes yung kanyang tres. Quickly, the outlet, Sumang finding Abdul Sawat in transition.
Now you gotta go back to where you're good at. Fast breaks, you know, that's pretty much what Zamboanga does. They try to feed off, good scoring opportunities out in the open. And this is exactly what they gotta continue to do.
6-point lead by Cebu. Creating space. June Manzo puts some arc to that shot. And Manzo with 7 points.
At saka ang kagandahan pa nito, si June Manso, ang ganda ng panimula para dito sa Cebu Greats. He's 3 out of 7 from the field.
Jason Credo, sablay. Manzo, nakuha yung rebound. Joined by Ken Holmvis, Lian Martel, Boom Boom Tampos, and Alvin Baitiong. This is actually a very big lineup
Yes.
right now by Cebu.
Yes. I mean, one might say this is a slower 5 for the Cebu Greats. And they're going to be forced to close out against shooters like that. I mean, JP Kawilan, he's a guy that you do not want to get hot early in games. Because kung babalikan mo yung game nila against Pangasinan, isa na yan sa mga major contributors. If you're Cebu Greats now, ang pinakaingat-ingatan mo dito ay sabay pumutok, as we see here a steal here by Roy Sumang. 5-point swing in favor of Zamboanga. You don't want Sawat, Kawilan, and Gabat to be playing really good together on the floor at the same time.
10-2 run by Zamboanga as they pull to within 3. Baitiong tried to carve out space and able to draw the foul.
That's pure brute force right there by Alvin Baichong. How about this timely steal?
Nagbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Si Alvin Baitiong nasa free throw line. Coach Junti Valenzuela, the hitman. And Coach Bong Ramos. Hindi na yata nag-abot si Coach Bong sa si Junti sa Red Bull. I think for a time, kinoach ni Coach Bong Ramos yung Barako Bull. But mostly, Coach Junti played under Coach Yeng Yao when he was with Red Bull. As JP Kawilan has found the stroke, knocks down another three-pointer.
JP Kawilan is now 3 out of 4 from beyond the arc. And I am telling you, you don't want to get him going from 3. He's a 32% three-point shooter, but he's a streak shooter.
Oo, yun yung key dun eh. Kahit medyo mababa yung percentage, pag nahanap niya yung stroke, minsan tuloy-tuloy yan eh.
At saka ang ganda ng bitaw ni JP Kawilan, catch and shoot. You know, napakaganda ng release niya. And so you don't want to get him involved in two-man actions, handoffs, holding corner threes. You gotta be mindful where he is.
Credo, pasa niya natapik. Nakakuha ni Chino Mosqueda. Pasa palabas kay Reg Gabat for the lead. It will roll out, but he could get the lead via the free throw line. Free throws coming up. 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
And I love that fake, understanding that the close out by Donald Adlawan, you gotta move away from it. And that one dribble away allowed him to escape and make that shot flawless from that spot.
Naipasok ni Reg Gabat yung kanyang unang free throw.
Ganda ng bawi ng 3-point shooting ng Zamboanga. Kanina medyo hirap eh. But right now they're shooting 3 out of 10, which is pretty decent at 30%. But they're getting out-rebounded by Cebu though. And so yun yung importanteng kailangang bantayan rin nila.
All free throws made. And just like that, Zamboanga has taken the lead 23-22 after being down by 11. Timeout Cebu. Special deal from OneXBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Last game, na-cover natin ito, Coach Mike, kung saan na Jensan nanalo kontra Zamboanga. Zamboanga just falling short after being a victim of that game-winning triple by Larry Rodriguez.
Well, falling short indeed kasi dikit na dikit yung laban na yun. Matter of fact, if you look at all the other stats, magkakadikit yung points in the paint ang clear difference right there. But the assists though, it was a -7 in terms of assists for Zamboanga, and they shot only 25% from 3, going 8 of 32. And napakalaking bagay ng tulong na nakuha ng Jensan off the bench, where they were 8 more points than that of Zamboanga. Maganda rin naman yung 42 points na help off the bench para Zamboanga, pero you know, itong Jensan really got more help and did better execution, especially in that last play for Larry Rodriguez.
Pull up by Hamondo. Adlawan returns. Got the offensive rebound. And he got fouled.
And so far, things slowed down for the Cebu Grays, as we see Coach Junti right there, trying to find other guys on the floor that can actually, you know, step up to the plate in the absence of Paul Desiderio. You're missing out a good reader of the game, a good decision maker of the game, and let alone yung leadership niya, especially when he tandems with June Manso. I would personally like to think that Mac Talio or even Brian Mecca could help out in that department, because those two pretty much play the wing alongside June Manso.
Si Paul parang di pa lumalabas sa locker room, ha? And, well,
Tsaka iba yung isigaw niya kanina eh. Talagang tahimik eh.
Yeah,
after that shot.
You hope it's nothing serious though.
Agree.
Kawilan, that time a miss. Alvin Baitiong with the rebound. Now it's June Manzo. Approaching the halfway point of the second period, June Manzo was fouled by James Sena.
Galing rin lang talaga ni June Manso mag-snake ng dribble. Napakalaki ng mga katawan na nasa harap niya, pero nagawa niya ng paraan kung paano siya makalusot. And once you get past those couple of big bodies, it's pretty much clear downhill for June Manso to either finish or spray it off to shooter the other end.
Carl Cruz ngayon lang pinasok, ha? For Zamboanga.
This is a good matchup right here. Credo and Spider Mac Talio.
Manzo is guarded by Gino Mosqueda. Skip pass to Mac Talio. 3 seconds remaining. Talio inside the arc, short. Running start for Reg Gabat. Numbers here for Zamboanga. Jason Credo will not finish, but he was fouled by Mac Talio.
Now, I like this 3-guard defensive rotation of Zamboanga. Gabat, Chino Mosqueda, Jason Fred. And these guys can play the passing lanes, stay in front of the offensive player, and make it difficult for them.
Kung free throw na ito at sa ating Extreme Appliances, subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
Pero kasi kung gusto nilang manalo, they're gonna need more out of Chino Mosqueda, who in that previous game against Jensen where they lost, he only scored 7 points, but none more crucial than the 3 points that he knocked down from the corner. But before that, he was only 4 points. And the important thing is that walang turnover. Ito si Chino Mosqueda in the 19 minutes that he's played outside of getting 75% of his shots in.
Zamboanga, labang na isa. 24-23, June Manzo. Gives it up to Mactalio. This time for free.
Oh,
Gusto niya yata mas malayo at mas sinasabayan. Mactalio knocks down that shot from downtown.
The guy has not missed from the field yet. Mactalio is 3 out of 3.
Di ba isa?
May isa na ba?
Mid-range,
Mintas
diba?
kanina. Mid-range kanina. That's right. And so he's 3 out of 4 so far. Pero gusto mo yung kumpiyansa niya no?
Hindi naman nawawalan ng kumpiyansa yan eh. Di ba?
Yeah, I do understand. Pero for the most part, he's really been dishing. Pero ito talagang he took it on his own hands. You, for the most part, would see him scoring on the perimeter, but this one's a 3. And he's taking that with a lot of confidence.
26-24. Under 4 minutes left in the second period. Manzo. Talagang sa kanya nag-run yung offense eh.
Eh, ang mabigat niya na nakaharap sa kanya si Chino Mosqueda. Hindi naman madaling iwanan yan.
And Zamboanga will live with that kind of shot from Dolan Adlawan.
Oh, yes, they will.
That free. Rich Gabat! Hindi gagapang paloob. Mactalio pushing the pace.
Look at the speed of Mactalio.
And this is where Adlawan is better suited, but he couldn't not finish. Jan Amon, great recovery, able to come away with a steal. Action picking up here late in quarter number 2.
Reject.
Manzo for free. It's good!
You could already tell that June Manso was going to reject that screen. Pretty much Chino gave him that hint. Chino was going towards the screen. And what does June Manso do? Stays away from it. Rejects that screen. Look at that. Saw that step. June Manso says, nope, we're not going that way. I got this 3.
Visibly fatigued, but still fighting on. Wants to get subbed out. But 10 points for June Manzo. Cebu with a 5-point lead. Timeout Zamboanga. That's Ma'am Eliza Fajardo, the better half of Jan Hamon. Gixer fan of the game, born for greatness. Happy 60th birthday to Nieves Isip Tragora, Sheriff Edgar Joseph David of OCC, RTC, Macabebe, Pampanga. Pinapasabi ni Lane Flores of New Zealand. Ayan.
Oh, I also want to greet happy birthday sa pamangkin ko pala, si Ton Arsenas.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Ton. At see a good drive right there by Chino Mosqueda.
Went all the way high off the glass. Layup good from Chino Mosqueda, 29-26. Under 3 minutes left. Jan Hamon attacks
There
and
you go.
scores.
There you go. You're gonna need that from Jan Hamon.
Ang mabuting may bahay, napangiti doon sa magandang atake doon ni Jan Hamon. Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Left hand finish for a scorer like Jan Hamon right down the middle.
Kapobres sa loob, counted plus a foul.
Diyan naman mapapatrabaho si John Amon. Kasi itong si Capobres, alam naman natin ang kakayanan niyan. Ang sipag, mabilis, at mautak din maglaro. Ganda ng entry pass of that curl by Capobres. And so long as you got him going the right side of the floor, it's an easy finish for Capobres.
Silang dalawa ni Carl Brian Cruz, galing ng Parañaque. Finding themselves donning the Zamboanga uniform as Capobres knocks down the free throw. 31-29. Approaching 2 minutes here in the second period. John Hamon. Now they're doing this without Paul Desiderio and June Manzo. And let's see who can initiate the offense here. Mactalio left it short.
That shot looked good.
Diretso naman eh.
Diretso.
Mosqueda nagtitimo naman para sa Zamboanga. Naibigay kay Roy Sumang. Ito sila sa poste. Carl Brian Cruz backing down Reebok Sang. The drop step and the layup.
Ganda ng labanan na yun between Reebok Sang, who's pretty much a defender, and a post-up guy in Carl Brian Cruz.
Talio whips a pass to Adlawan. Hamon up top. Jan Hamon skips it to Boom Boom Tampos. Layup won't work. Quickly on the other side, Roy Sumang. Si Ugsang ang kanyang bantay.
Speed advantage.
Capobres, extra feed to Chino Mosqueda. Malakas yung kanyang press. Rebound nakuha ng Cebu.
Gotta take that.
Hamon, jab step. Fading away off the glass and in.
I thought he had a shot, but he thought otherwise. Good decision though. He saw that left side of the floor pretty much free. Got a couple of dribbles, bring it a little closer and use the glass.
Mahalaga dun. Pretty much kept himself on balance.
Correct.
Paul Turco, second serving. And Turco will tie the game up. 31.8 seconds left. And that's expected. Pretty much back and forth here, lalo dito sa second period.
Nagkagandahan para dito as that beautiful pass by Roy Sumang and then a good recovery and a stick back by Paul Turco. Kagandahan dito for Zamboanga. May magkakataon pa sila ng 2 for 1.
MPBL All-Star na.
MPBL All-Star na.
MPBL All-Star na.
MPBL All-Star na. Abangan ang inyong mga MPBL Idols ngayong September 6 sa Alonte Sports Arena, Binyan, Laguna. See you there mga kaliga.
2025 MPBL All-Star Game gaganapin po sa Alonte Sports Arena in Binyan, Laguna on September 6, a Saturday. 3-point shootout, slam dunk contest, All-Star Executive Game, and All-Star Game between the North and the South. Ang tanong ko sa iyo, Coach Mike, excited ka na ba?
Sobra naman. Handa na nga yung mga kamag-anak ko na manood dun kasi ang lapit sa bahay.
Oo, di ba?
Oo.
Walang dahilan para hindi kayo pumunta. Malapit-lapit yan, lalo yung mga taga-Laguna dyan.
Accessible, luwag ng parking, di ba?
Oo.
Tsaka masarap yung mga pagkain tinitinda sa labas.
Ay, totoo yan. Janamon gives it up to Adlawan. Inside, Ugsang lost it. Zamboanga, opportunity to take the lead to close out the first half.
They've handled this 2-for-1 situation really good. Now you gotta score on this final one.
Sumang, the crossover, blowing past Adlawan, but just could not finish. What a frenetic pace, especially in the last few minutes of the second period. Cebu had that 11-point lead in the first quarter, but Zamboanga fighting right back. We are all tied at 33 apiece at the half.
Binalik na si Raymond Binuya. Binuya gets the steal. Igilos is with him and Jema is blocked! Raymond Gonzalez with a denial! Oh my! He caught him up top.
Clean block upstairs. Access denied by Raymond Gonzalez on Jemo Egilos.
Cabanag, they're speeding up the game now here, Caloocan. The kick out to Kasid. Attacks the closeout. Goes behind the back. A three from Cabanag.
Kung ako, dedepensa ako sa ganyan, talaga mapapagod ako. You saw the way they were passing the ball from one place to another even without looking at each other.
But it was absolute wizardry.
Oh,
Galing
yeah.
kay Kasid, ha? Saan napunta ang bola? Sabi ni Nem de la Cruz. Nandun pala sa corner para kay Jeremy Cabanag.
Kahit ako, mapapatalon ako sa silya ko sa ganun eh.
About it. There's a double team. The steal by Adlawan. Dolan. Look out. Oh! Dolan Adlawan drops the hammer. He's been waiting for that to happen. Dolan Adlawan for our Gixer. Great move of the game. Born for greatness. The interception and then the throwdown right here.
Perfect anticipation on the passing lane by Dolan Adlawan. I've been waiting to see this also for quite some time already.
Another good setup there for the Risers. He just couldn't knock it down, but that one's just pure handles and good finish for Kenny.
Dami niyang dinaanan doon. Roa Curva with a remarkable finish.
Ang mabigat doon, wala nakapigil.
And that was his offhand.
Yes. Right hand finish for a left hand player.
Gonzalez providing the pick. Here's a switch. Ildefonso against Igilos. Dave, shot clock winding down. Ildefonso for two! What a shot! 23 in the game para kay Dave Ildefonso. And the degree of difficulty on this shot, Javi. Gixer, great move of the game. Born for greatness. Absolutely unreal. Dave Ildefonso.
Jemo Egilos played the best defense he could on that play. Look at the challenge on the shot, but Ildefonso still able to make it, extending the lead back up to 13 for Abra.
Right now makes it on a layup. 4 points quickly rather para dito kay
Ooh! What a move! Escosio completes it! What a sequence for the Davao Occidental Tigers!
Man down on that move. Wow, and that between the legs by Salubre caught everyone sliding.
He wants an ISO up top. Hubert Cani gets to his spot. My goodness! Hubert Cani delivers here for Bataan.
Oh my goodness. Hubert Cani on a little one-on-one and a step back, elbow side. Looks good, goes in.
Mac Talio. Talio attacks middle.
Ooh.
Talio with a dipsy-do! We have a highlight from Mac Talio.
Well, finally, something that his highlight team could work with.
Galing kay Mac Talio, and he's loving it.
The tongue is out as well. Total battle in what kind of shot he would have taken.
Oduba with a reverse! Ang lalim ng dukot ni John Oduba and using some English for the finish right there.
Uduba certainly one of the X factors.
He took off on the other side and finished dun sa kabila.
A lot of credit, a lot of props to the Sheriff David Defonso for making that excellent dish.
Undersized compared to the other bigs, but he pretty much, to your point, looking.
Napakagandang galaw naman yon. Pinakita na naman tayo ni Mitchell Mines.
Mitch Minus never runs out of highlights here in Kamalig. Oh my goodness.
He has turned the Orion Sports Complex his personal playground.
And the Risers are loving this version of Mitch Minus.
Gixer, great move of the game. Born for greatness.
Mitchell Minus. Oh my goodness. Yup and under. What a move.
Paging siya ay natuwa sa kanyang sariling galaw doon.
sobrang saya. Matagal na ako naglalaro sa MPBL, mga 4 years na siguro. So first time kong makasali sa South.
Wala, parang blessed po kasi yung pagsisikap mo, nagbubunga po. Kaya mas may rason ako para magsikap pa. Kasi hindi lang All-Star yung mararating namin.
Siguro i-enjoy ko lang, i-experience ko lang. Yun yung ano ko, at least man lang sa tagal ko sa MPBL, na-experience ko yung All-Star.
Yung puso ko lang po, buong puso at hustle, yun. Go hard lang lagi.
Sa mga taga Cebu diha, suportahe ang South All-Star karong umaabot sa September 6 sa Binyan. Mga taga Cebu, salamat sa inyong suporta.
Abdul Sawad here from Zamboanga. Iniimbitahan ko po kayo ngayong September 6 sa Binyan, Laguna para sa All-Star Game. So kita-kits tayo doon mga kaliga.
We are deadlocked at the half, 33 apiece. Laban ng Zamboanga at Cebu. Pero Cebu yung nakauna dito, Coach Mike. They had that 11-point lead in the first quarter. But Zamboanga, give credit to them, despite shooting only 3 of 18 in the first quarter, they were able to rectify that, shooting 8 of 16 naman in quarter number 2.
Oh, totoo ka dyan. And yung 32% na shooting para dito sa Zamboanga, you might say that's a little bit lower to the 35% shooting of Cebu. Actually, both teams not shooting very well. Pero masasabi mo na yung pagkawala ni Paul Desiderio mid of the first quarter could be a factor, but Zamboanga doesn't matter. They just kept on playing.
Defensive-oriented battle, no? Yung nakikita natin ngayon.
Tsaka yung rebounds, that's a plus 10 in favor of Cebu. They got 4 more offensive rebounds. And yung blocks clearly was a factor, especially early in the game where, you know, kung ikaw ang Zamboanga, mag-iisip ka kung papasok ka sa loob.
Inside, Carl Brian Cruz. Was that another block by Cebu?
Yes, I think it was.
9 points agad galing kay JP Kawilan. How about June Manzo leading the way with 12 markers for the Cebu Greats?
And shooting very well from the field, might I say. It's above 45%. He is, right now, he's 5 out of 10. That's 50% altogether. And Mac Talio also going 3 out of 5. As well as ito si John Hamon, who's 2 out of 5 from the field. And so you're going to need all those guys to start scoring efficiently. Especially as you hope that Paul Desiderio makes a comeback in this game.
Bola na agaw ng Cebu. June Manzo flips it up, left it short. Carl Brian Cruz comes away with the board.
And much as you love the push shot of June Manzo, there has to be a certain angle to it, especially pagka nasa bandang kanan. I don't think he had that right angle on that last attempt, and so he missed it. Wow.
Pobres will get the basket and got fouled. Bonus free throw coming up.
But rin talaga sipag nito ni Capobres. And we talked about this earlier when he went on that curl action. This time, little handoff, hesitated a little bit, waited to see if Paul Turco was free. But since he wasn't, he took it upon himself to score despite the defense of Boom Boom Tampos.
Tampos, binaltan agad ni Jan Hamoy. Pombres, a chance to give Zamboanga the lead back. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL.
Now, when you look at the 5 of the Zamboanga Sikat on the floor, this is really more of a dribble penetrate post-up offensive team that they have, but definitely can defend inside the paint.
Adlawan backdoor to June Manzo.
Loud.
Pasa masyadong malakas. It ends up with a turnover against the Cebu Greats. Already their 8th turnover. Yun yung I feel like was the demise for them.
Yes.
The second period, no?
Yes.
Kasi ganda ng simula nila ng first quarter. Then they began giving up the basketball.
Yes.
Nakahabol ang Zamboanga. It really ignited the running game again of the Zamboanga Sikat.
At saka nung pinasok nila yung, we talked about is Chino Mosqueda, Gapat, as well as Jason Credo. That where I feel that defense really started, and you know, the Cebu Greats, medyo bumagal yung opensa. They were second-guessing themselves. Couldn't get anything from anyone else until yung magandang explosion late the second quarter para dito kay Talio as well as John Amon.
Good seal inside. Uksang with a one-hander with his 5th point. Balik ang lamang sa Cebu, 37-36.
I have always loved how Reeve Uksang is very flexible from a big spot. He can run out in the open, defend against the big man, close out against perimeter shooters, and have enough strength to contend against the big-bodied bigs inside the paint.
Palitan ng labang dito sa ating pangatlong quarter.
Blitz.
Manzo to Adlawan. Hitting the side of the backboard.
Kung ikaw Zamboanga, gusto mo yun. That's the shot that you will allow.
Carl Brian Cruz at the block.
Post split.
Bola na tapik ni Adlawan and they come away with a steal. Meneses, dangerous pass. Hamon leaning in. Can't get it to go. The rebound ends up with Paul Turco. Under 7 minutes remaining in the third period.
Blur action and a shake. There you go.
Abdul Sawat will not force it up. Mosqueda wants to clear out that side for Carl Brian Cruz. Oops. Uksang, Cruz. Wala yan.
Yeah, wala yan.
Wala yan.
Well, Carl is pretty much competitive and so is Reeve Uksang. And yun nga, minimension natin, di ba? Si Reeve Uksang, hindi rin ano yan basta magpapa-apekto sa mga ganyan. If you wanna play physical with him, he will. And I guess ganun din si Carl Brian Cruz
Dalawang parehong ano yan dating FE yan, dalawang yan.
Yeah, oo nga,
Diba?
oo, tama.
Si Javi pala niya alam kung naging magkakampi ang dalawang yan. Sure ako.
Sigurado naman.
Shout out to Javi who is in, nasa Mindoro pa ba si Javs?
Hindi ko alam pero alam ko bukas siya, di ba?
Bukas. Baka mamayang gabi or bukas ng umaga, pabalik na yun. 1 point lead. Carl Brian Cruz to Chino Mosqueda. 10 seconds on their shot clock. Chino gets it to Carl Brian Cruz for
Good pass.
3. Off the heel. Ball tap. It ends up with Chino Mosqueda.
Oh no, mismatch underneath. Good recovery by the Greats.
Nakaagaw na naman ng Cebu.
Ganda ng help
Oo.
Tsaka ganda rin ng activity ni June Manso.
Manzo tried to split the defense. Paul Turco in the vicinity, able to come away with a steal. Touch passing leads to this fast break layup by Alvin Capombres off that pass from Chino Mosqueda.
The value of a Chino Mosqueda. He defends and he knows how to make reads and good decisions. Right now, the passing is not so very crisp para dito sa Cebu Grace. Either masyado mataas, masyado mababa, late yung pasa. You gotta recover from that. John Hamon.
Malakas yung tira galing sa labas.
And kaya ganun yung mga pasa ng Cebu Greats ngayon is all because of the defense of Zamboanga.
Fast break the game brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme magpalamig, free installation for split-side air conditioning.
Perfectly run fast break right there. The touch passing between Abdul Sawat and Chino Mosqueda to the waiting hands, and a good finish by Alvin Capobres.
Coach Junthi is staying big, and a huge reason why is the injury of Paul Desiderio, but he's now on the bench, but we're not sure if he can return. We'll probably get an update later sa status ni Paul Desiderio. Alvin Capobres puts it on the deck, forcing it up, no good. Rebound napunta kay Reeve Uksang.
Oh, the box out by Liam Martel though on Paul Turco.
Talio, pinasa kay Lian Martel, puts his head down. It ends up with another turnover against Cebu.
That lane's clogged. But I do feel on that last situation, medyo na late yung backdoor cut ni Brian Mecca. Good finish underneath on that good pass for Paul Turco finish.
Let the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
4 assists already for Chino Mosqueda.
That's a 10th turnover already against Cebu.
Yes.
James Una, kakapasok lang nito ha. Unang tira, Mintes. Talyo. Oh! That's a careless pass. Sumang behind the back. Gives it up to Alvin Capombres again. And Capombres has 10.
Well, to Spider-Mac's vision, I think he thought that Brian Mecca was going to go to that open spot.
Now the question for Cebu. No Paul Desiderio. June Manzo's on the bench. Who can do the playmaking for their squad? Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
But the challenge really has been taking care of the ball. These live turnovers has forced more fast break opportunities for Zamboanga. They're a +4 right now in that department as Mac Talio scores another one. And the points that have come for the Cebu Greats have not been easy shot makes.
Kailangan ng Cebu, si Mac Talio. Especially his offense. Abdul Sawat, off-foot layup.
Now, I'm sure Coach Junti is not happy with that. That entire right side of the floor was pretty much open for that lane drive by Abdul Sawat. And he is a guy that's pretty comfortable going his right.
Capombres, nagbigay ng foul.
Ayun, sumubok humelt si Lia Martel pero further went to the inner thirds of the lane.
Napasobra yung slide eh.
Yeah,
Nabigyan ng puwang doon sa right side
mismo.
ni Abdul Sawat. Face-up jumper by Ribog Sang. Mintes. At may hataw. At si Brian Mecca pa'y bumagsak dito.
Brian Mecca really could not catch a good rhythm. We talked about him being one of those roster guys na kailangan mag-step up para dito sa Cebu Greats. See that rebound right there. Under. Oh yeah.
Nasa pool siya nung siko eh. Hindi naman sadya.
Sa ilalim rin kasi dumaan si Brian.
Oo, pababa eh.
I think Coach Junti was saying that should not have been a foul on Brian Mecca.
By the way, congratulations to Brian Mecca for recently being engaged.
Really?
Oo, totoo. Engaged na yan si Brian.
Dapat inspired siya ngayon.
Hindi siya nakalaro against in their last game against Val City. 44-39.
Val City.
Mactalio. Met by JP Kawilan. The pass to Lian Martel. Turnovers have hurt tong Cebu.
Yes. That's 11 points of turnovers that Zamboanga has earned by forcing 11 turnovers on Cebu.
What we like about Cebu though has been rebounding the basketball +8, including 7 offensive rebounds. Let's go courtside to Andrea Egicio.
When you ask the coaches of Cebu who among the greats serves as the anchor of this team, we will get the names of 2 former Fighting Maroons, both very vocal players with a winner mindset. June Manzo and Paul Desiderio. Kwento nga sa akin ni June, maayos at lalong umaayos ang takbo ng team. Pero nakikita niyang mas iba ang magiging galaw nila once the team develops their decision-making. Masolusyonan lang ang maraming turnovers, Cebu will have a different face. From Paul Desiderio naman, masasabi niyang dala-dala raw nila yung kultura na nakuha nila sa UP. We always say we cannot give what we don't have, and that winning culture, that energy that these 2 leaders bring, not just anchors but brings together this Cebu team. Update on Paul, pumitik daw ang kanyang left hamstring. Pain is at 9 out of 10 at kahit hindi makalakad ng maayos, he chose to go out of the dugout saying, ayokong makita nila akong nahihirapan at maapektuhan ang moral nila. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. Zamboanga though at the moment having their way in transition. Abdul Sawat getting the basket. Also got fouled. Lumalayo na ng bagya itong Zamboanga dito, Coach Mike.
Sasabihin ko pa naman sana kanina, before this, they're only down 4. But impending could possibly 7.
Yeah. Pasok yung free throw. Just going back to Andres' report, no? Hindi lang sa ano yan, ha? Hindi lang sa UP magkasama yan, ha? Ichi Altamirano in street clothes.
That's one other guard for Zamboanga.
Pati sa University of Visayas, naging magkakampi yan si June Manzo at si Paul Desiderio. Kabilang dyan sa lineup nila si Ron Denison and Santi Santillan. And we've been mentioning the number of turnovers. And yun kasi yung question ngayon eh. Without June Manzo on the floor, who's gonna do the right decisions? Especially when the ball's in their hands para dito sa Cebu.
That is indeed the question. And I guess the thing that's more concerning though for Cebu is out of that, how many turnovers do they have? They have 11, right? Out of that 11 turnovers, well, 7 of that actually come from the starters. And so there has to be that level of efficiency. Now, if you're Coach Junti, you like that you are down, technically just 2 possession game lang ito eh. 2 to 3 possessions down. So you're still in a good spot. But again, you gotta do good. I saw the graphics on the free throws right there, to which it's 10-11 Zamboanga and 5 of 8 para dito sa Cebu. You gotta do good with your execution on the offensive end. Ito, nung foul si Mark Meneses, actually they were running a horns play. They set that ball on the left side of the floor. They wanted to run a stagger with Mark from the corner. He was supposed to go the left side of the floor being a lefty, pero ang tagal nung angat ni Mark Meneses. Kaya by the time na nakuha ni Mark yung bola, may nakabantay na. Thankfully, na-foul siya.
Abdul Sawat is feeling it right now here in the third period.
And that is one guy that you don't want to see going as well. Tandaan natin. Oh, what a move!
Grabe yun. And Mac Talio able to score.
Mac Talio at his best, breaking down primary defenders.
Kawilan pops out for a free. No. Meneses grabs the rebound.
This might just be the spark that the Cebu Greats would need.
Sasaksak si Meneses all the way for 2.
4-0 run here. Down to a 3-point game. And the Greats are still in this.
Kawilan crossing the half-court line. Abdul Sawat sidestep off the glass and in. Abdul Sawat, 9 of his 13 points coming here in the third.
Forget about the shot. Look at the footwork. I mean, that guy had nowhere to go on the baseline side, but able to change direction.
Sa loob, Martel will get it to go.
So far, Mactalio is clearly the spark plug right now in the absence of June Mansa on the floor. Clearly.
Siya nagkikreate eh.
Siya mismo, that's right. He's huffing, he's puffing, but he's staying in the game.
Reg Gabat turns it over. 44.7 seconds left. Gixter, great move of the game. Born for greatness.
That was all head shake and a little in and out with the left hand, and that right hand finish, leaving the defense on the dust. And even leaving that secondary defender in Abdul Sawat. What a great move by Mac Talio. Spider-Mac that we know.
May nga muna siya dito. Balik si June Manzo. Manzo turns the corner, lobs it up to Meneses. Touch pass to Ugsang. Manzo creating space, draws a foul. Heads up play from June.
I thought Mark Meneses already had a good, loop pass earlier and decided against it. I also thought Rivog Sang was within range when he got that ball in the 15-foot line. But June Manso finally doing something and deciding to be the one to take that attempt.
How about June Manzo? Double digits in scoring in 8 of their 9 games since he was acquired by Cebu. Alam mo yung kaisa-isang laro lang na hindi siya nag-double digits. Na-eject siya agad eh. Had 7 points against Binyan when he got entangled with Renzo Subito, if you remember.
Right. The one that they...
Second game lang nila yun.
Yeah, the one that they went down on the floor, no?
Oo.
Yun eh. And the thing is, right now he's leading Cebu in terms of scoring. He's third when it comes to assists. And he's shooting roughly 55% from the perimeter and 33% from three and 83% from the line.
Kaya alam, mintis yung dalawang free throw niya kanina. One-hander, James Sena. No, 3 seconds left. Martel thought there was someone who was leaking ahead. But nonetheless, what a tightly contested game between these two teams in the South Division. Isa galing Mindanao, isa galing Visayas. Highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
A series of turnovers to start the third quarter have allowed open transition para dito sa Zamboanga, enough for them to get the upper hand. They were the biggest up by 6, pero later in this third, Mac Talio and the rest of the guys started waking up and enough to, cut this deficit to 351-48.
Three-point lead para sa Zamboanga, 51-48. They had a 7-point lead earlier, but Cebu, towards the tail end of the quarter, making their run as well. Jun Manzo now on the floor. Gets it Lian Martel. You see the quarter scoring. +8 Cebu, first quarter. +8 din naman Zamboanga in the second period. Kaya tabla tayo at the half. But Zamboanga taking over in the third. But how about Jun Manzo starting the fourth quarter with a 3-point play opportunity?
Well, earlier it has to be sub, but here in the start of the fourth quarter, deciding to break down that defense of Kawilan. And Kawilan, pretty much when he opened up that hip, gave that lane for Jun Manso. And you know what happens when Jun Manso goes to the right side of the floor. Pretty much a push shot again. Na-master na niya yun no?
Oo. 0 out of 2 nga lang siya kanina sa free throw line.
Oh,
wow.
He's continued to miss.
Uncharacteristically missing free throws.
Is this a case of pagod na? May kasama na bang ganyan? Hopefully not, because this is still a long fourth quarter and free throws, in a close game like this, free throws decide games.
Coming to this game, like you said, 83.3% from the free throw line. May hataw laban kay Lian Martel. Just a 1-point lead though.
I think, well, Coach Junti was signaling to Liam Martel that the clock was already going down. He didn't need to foul. And at the same time, Coach Junti was also asking the officials for some considerations on some of their calls, because they feel that they're getting the shorter end. Shuffle into a stagger on the weak side.
Mosqueda to Cruz.
Sikip.
Credo, 2 seconds left on their shot clock. Credo will put it up. It will not hit the rim. Manzo. Joined by Braille Meca, Ribugsang, Lian Martel, and Boom Boom Tampos.
One has got to lift.
Tampos, great intention. Meca cuts and will earn himself 2 free throws.
Wow, Liam Martel already had that baseline side. He was one drop step away from making a basket, but instead it opted out. Good thing that a good follow-up on a 45 weak side cut by Braille Meca. I thought that foul was on the ground.
That 2 free throws now.
Yeah, but I don't think Braille was already in an act of shooting.
Yun yung kino-contest ng Zamboanga. Feeling nila, hindi out of shooting dapat. Itong free throw na ito, atid sa ating Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
Oo, kasi kanina nakita ko pagkasalo niya, he still put the ball on the floor. For all you know, he could have put that ball on the floor and sprayed it out for a 3-point shooter. But it is what it is. They give him free throws.
Free throws, a slight problem for Cebu. Only 8 out of 15 after that make. Nonetheless, we are tied again. 51 all. Another deadlock. Carl Brian Cruz, Chino Mosqueda, Alvin Capobres, James Sena, and Jason Credo naman ang magkakasama sa loob para sa Zamboanga. Carl Brian Cruz lost it. 4 seconds left. Ugsang creating some pressure. What activity there by Reeve Ugsang, forcing the shot clock violation.
Boy, that was risky if you ask me. He kept on reaching and reaching. Carl Brian Cruz was at mid of the floor. He's not gonna make any shot attempts from there. You just gotta stay in front. Good thing for them, walang tinawag na foul.
Love the effort from Reeve Ugsang.
Switch, you gotta beat that.
Manzo likes this matchup against James Sena.
That's why you're asking for a clear.
Ugsang pupukol sa tres. Malakas. Adlawan, the offensive rebound, supalpal. But Ugsang there to clean it up.
Who made that possible? Donald Adlawan. He just kept staying and keeping with the play. He got that board off that miss, tried to create space, made that fake, got blocked. But look at that recovery by Reeve Ugsang. These two have been playing good music together, Reeve and Adlawan.
7 points for Reeve Ugsang. Timeout Zamboanga down by 2, 53-51. Jun Manzo, another superb outing tonight. 14 points, 4 rebounds, making half his field goal attempts and threes, Coach Mike.
And he's just been very consistent. Malalo na nung Paul Desiderio went down, he just kept on playing.
Just a quick shout out to Sir J. De La Cruz who's watching this game.
Good evening, Sir Jay.
Magandang gabi sa iyo, Sir J.
I will see you next week.
Next week? Talaga?
We'll have coffee.
Okay.
Magpapakape si Sir Jay.
Ayos yan. 2 minuto nakalipas sa ating pang-apat na yugto. Abdul Sawat nagbabalik para sa Zamboanga. Atake. Vintes. Dip in is good. From Paul Turco.
Boy, Paul Turco is doing a yeoman's job para dito sa Zamboanga. 9 points, 4 of 7 shooting so far in the 13 minutes he's been on the floor.
At the post, Adlawan, foul given up by Zamboanga. It's gonna go against Carl Brian Cruz. Second foul against Cruz. Adlawan back at the free throw line. Only 1 point, but does have 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 blocks.
Yan ang magandang contribution niya eh. Yung energy that he brings. Sometimes it's not really about scoring. It's the other stuff that you do for your team.
Zamboanga will be warned for improper bench decorum. Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer.
And if I recall correctly, in one of the reports, I think it was mentioned parang librarian ito eh. Si Donald Adlawan.
Talaga?
Yeah. And so,
Librarian, literal
he says he works in a library. He did not literally say that he was a librarian, but, I like to think that he is. And so, pag wala raw games, dun siya humahanap ng me time niya, yung relax and peace outside of basketball.
Approaching 7 minutes remaining here.
Ooh.
Abdul Sawat blew out a tire. And it leads to a fast break opportunity. June Manso.
Oh, that's
hinawakan
gotta
sa
be
ulo.
unspo. That's gotta be unspo. Without a doubt. CBC got beat. He didn't have to, grab the head of June Manso.
Tinulak sa batok eh.
I think hinatak eh.
O hinatak.
Hinatak eh.
Hinatak pala.
Yeah, you can't do that. I mean, Sawat here was in trouble. It was off to the races. And the Cruz tried
Ayun.
to stay with it.
Hinablot.
Yeah, hinablot nga. So this will be free throws and possession, no?
Yeah. Manzo though is 0 out of 3 from the free throw line. Finally makes one.
I remember what Coach Christian said in one of the games that you covered.
Nung Sabado.
When he said, "No, I'll wait for him to finish the free throw." That was Ribog Sang, di ba? And so Ribog Sang made the free throw, and he said, "I don't want to jinx him.
I'm a party pooper." That's what he said. Coach Christian, shout out from Korea.
Which was pretty much, that's the risk of you saying, the percentage, especially in the crucial parts of the game.
Kaya nga nang sabi din niya, sa totoong buhay, pag wala kang magandang sasabihin, huwag mo na sabihin.
Oo.
Pero sa basketball, baliktad eh.
Ang ganda ng percentage sabay.
Di ba?
Oo.
56-53, June Manzo puts it up,
wow.
puts it in from downtown.
Oh, wow. June Manzo. The guy is literally taking over this game. 17 points on a 7 of 13 shooting. Forget about the missed free throws. It's his leadership and his consistency.
19 points from June Manzo. It's an 11-2 run by the Cebu Greats.
Question now is that, remember earlier when June Manzo signaled he wanted a sub, are you now, gonna put him on the bench and save him for the last stretch of the game? Or two, are you gonna keep him the rest of the way? And the big question is, outside of June Manzo, who's gonna take over? So far, see this shot fake right here, and that drive, and that step back, well, that's just a long two. Dos lang.
So, 18 puntos para kay June Manzo.
Still long two.
But still, this is a... Oh. Tingin nila, walang
I think
foul,
they will challenge this. They should challenge this.
Cebu in the midst of a 12-2 run. Coach Junti Valenzuela will challenge this.
Alam mo kung bakit niya sina-challenge to? If it was any other player, he wouldn't challenge. But since it's Donald Adlawan, he understands may pag-asa.
Okay, babalikan natin yung resulta.
Cebu Greats challenge was successful. There was no foul.
Tama, Coach Mike? Tama.
I told you.
Success.
Went to that spin. As usual, Donald will keep his hand up. Oh, yeah.
So credited as block yan, ha? So that's gonna be the third block by Dolan Adlawan.
And the fifth for the game para dito sa Cebu.
Zamboanga though will retain possession. 10 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. Paul Turco catches the pass. Sumang off the basketball.
Caging, that's right.
Yup, Ryan Meca. Siya ngayon yung inatasan na bantayan, si Abdul Sawat.
Ngayon, they're going shirt. For the most coaches would call a shirt on a man-to-man defense. which they are not giving any space to any Zamboanga player on the floor, be it on ball, off ball, one pass away.
Mas mahaba yung babantay ngayon kay Abdul Sawat at mas matangkad in Mark Meneses.
Ito na yata ang pinakamatibay na defensive three
Oh,
sa bigs para
JP
sa Cebu.
Kawilan.
Oh, yan.
Knocks down that three.
Yun ang hindi mo pwedeng pabayaan.
Oh,
Kasi catch and shoot, I sincerely believe that JP Kawilan is one of the best when it comes to catch and shoot situations.
also recently named an all-star, si JP Kawilan.
Ganda kasi ng motor niya from the release up top. That's one motion. That should
Basket.
count.
Yun ang sinasabi nila Coach Junthi.
Yeah, that should. Oh, they didn't count that?
But penalty naman ang Zamboanga.
Okay, you gotta see that. The dribble. There's that foul. There's that gather. Oh, ball was a rest, right?
Oh,
That should have counted.
ayun nga eh. Wala, 2 free throws na lang bibigay kay Boom Boom Dampos. Di Davawenyo. Na mabanggit ko lang, nung nag-take over si Coach Junti, first 4 games, hindi yan nakalaro Hindi, wasn't part of the rotation.
Yes.
Di ba?
Yes, yes. That's what, including me, I was looking for him.
And he has earned the trust of Coach Junti. And now is part of that guard wing rotation ngayon ng Cebu. 59-56. And now he's tasked to guard Roy Sumang. And he has done a good job. Sumang held to only 2 points.
I love the player matchups on.
Oh!
Wow!
Abdul Sawat willing that one in. Basket plus a foul.
I was about to say that I love the one-on-one matchup of all the players on the floor.
Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
I want you to observe Paul Turco right there. He saw on the dunker spot that Sawat was going to go that side of the floor. What does he do? He relocates. He circles up, waits for that 2 on the ball situation in the hope that that ball gets dropped off him. But Sawat says, no, I can finish this.
And he has made all 4 of his free throws. Tabla na naman tayo. 59 all, 5 minutes and 41 seconds left. Cebu sues for time. We'll be right back. Still here at the Pasay Astrodome, where we've had 8 deadlocks and 8 lead changes. Abdul Sawat, though, going to work once more. Ultra efficient shooting from the field, 16 points, and perfect from the free throw line.
As he has been. Somehow I like to think itong si Abdul Sawat is really a fourth quarter guy who loves to take over the game with the game on the line.
Yeah.
And when his buddies Gabat and Kawilan join in, it's tough. Mas lalong napapahirap pag kalaban mo itong Zamboanga.
Well, he had 9 of his 16 points in the third quarter, where they made their run and took the lead.
I agree.
Mark Meneses. Hanap ng papasahan na ihatid kay June Manzo. Si Alvin Capobres ang bantay. 12 on their shot clock. Crossover.
Oh,
pulling up for 3. It will roll out. Boom Boom Tampos with the 11th offensive rebound for the Cebu Greats.
He's got to start looking for a shot.
And he does. Mintis nga lang. But again, if you're Zamboanga, you would be willing to give up that kind of shot from Boom Boom Tampos. Si Kawilan, hindi mo pwedeng pakawalan from that distance. 5 threes for a total of 15 points.
Indeed, the best catch and shoot player, in my opinion, here this season.
Capobres almost got the steal. as both he and Manzo hit the deck. Oh man.
Hopefully June Manso's okay. They already lost Paul Desiderio and they can't afford to lose another contributor for the Greats. Look at that. Catch and shoot situation. How calm is that shot attempt by JP Gawilan?
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
He just took that one step back, kept that motor, kept that follow through, elbows in, and released it with a good arc.
Manzo gingerly walking back to the bench.
I saw that video where one of the players went down. I forgot. I'm not sure if it was June Manso, and all the 4 Cebu Greats players went to their fallen teammate to help them up. And I think you guys alluded to it. See this right here. That dive. Oh, that should be Greats ball. Oh, that should be Greats ball.
Bola naman nila.
Yeah.
Bactalio nakatasan na pumalit para kay June Manzo. Janamon is also in, replacing Boom Boom Tampos. Ugsang, the pass outside. Meneses! That's a big time free to tie it up again at 62 apiece.
I tell you, if you're Zamboanga, that's a shot that you're gonna allow. But the confidence on that stroke from Mark.
9th deadlock of the ball game.
Ganda ng depensa ng Greats in this situation.
Sumang to Abdul Sawat, down low to Paul Turco, who fails to finish. Martel grabs the rebound. Both teams in penalty. 2 free throws coming up for Lian Martel.
Oh my goodness, did you see where Lian Martel came from before he went for that rebound? That really is wanting that ball. Look at that kick out. It was actually a late post split action that allowed Mark Meneses to be free on that shot attempt. Pero gusto mo talaga dun yung kumpiyansa na How many times have you seen when he was playing in the heat waves that Mark Meneses took a 3? I think that was very rare, if not none. But now, he really just understands philosophies of play for the Greats.
Big free throw from Lian Martel. 9 deadlocks and 9 lead changes already in this ball game. The former Perpetual product knocks down 2 clutch free throws. Carl Brad Cruz will return for Zamboanga, replacing Paul Turco.
Now, this is that part of the game where we said that free throws are gonna matter. And so, from this point on, you gotta defend without fouling and stay in front. Don't be reaching. Just challenge shots.
Popping out, Carl Brian Cruz got blocked by Mark Meneses. Putting his imprint on defense once again. Ugsang at the post. Fading away. Oh my goodness, Reeve Ugsang. How about that?
If your key player is down, it's the role players that take over. Reeve Ugsang this time, after giving that pass earlier to Mark Meneses, decides I'm gonna take on this one, taking on 3 white shirts, fading away, knocking it down to the delight of the Cebu Greats bench.
At ngayon, 4 na ang kanilang lamang. 66-62, exactly 4 minutes remaining. Timeout Zamboanga. Next 3 games sa Cebu, mabigat yung September 8 nila, kalaban ng Pangasinan. And then a crucial matchup on the 15th against the Davao Occidental Tigers, and they will round out their elimination round with a date with the Bacolod Tubo Slashers.
One might even say na itong Cebu Greats was in a similar situation as the Quezon Huskers were when they went on that game against San Juan and Nueva Ecija.
Ugsang 9 points, 5 rebounds, following up his 20-point, 16 rebound outing he had back in Palayan City last Saturday. Roy Sumang with 10 on their shot clock. Only 2 points so far for Roy. Kicks it out to JP Kawilan, pulls the trigger,
my goodness.
and gets it to go!
That's not fair. That's not fair. How many shots has he taken, catch and shoot? Di ba?
Sari-sari.
At iba-ibang angulo.
Oo.
All were catch and shoot.
18
Oh my God.
puntos para kay JP. 6 frees. They go to the post again. Revog Sang against Carl Brian Cruz. Turning around. No, Martel got blocked from behind. Meneses recovers but only 4 on the shot clock. Mactalio airballs the free. And shot clock violation will be called against Cebu.
John Hamon actually tried to feed it over to Mark Meneses, but he fumbled. And so that's where the 24 clock buzzer went off. Up 1. Boy, this is just as exciting as we hoped it would be.
Abdul Sawat, masyadong malakas. At the angle against Mark Meneses. Talio, baseline. Gives it up to Ugsang. Short stab will not work.
No, that's got to be on. Yeah, that's on Alvin. I thought he held on to either the shoulder of a Zamboanga, of a Cebu Greats player.
Penalty situation na magkabilang kupunan.
Labanan na ng free throws to, Ken.
Kung saan Zamboanga, 11 out of 12. Cebu has had the more attempts, but only 14 out of 23. Meneses short on the first.
Gotta do better with your free throws.
Under 3 minutes left. Cebu wants to inch closer in terms of making it to the play-in.
Alam mo, gusto mo dito sa dalawang team na to, walang bitaw no?
Oo.
Walang bumibitaw. Each team's gonna go on their run and the other team's gonna answer. Zamboanga playing to remain at number 2 and get home court advantage.
Ooh! They will count it!
Oh my. You gotta see that again. I thought he still put the ball on the floor. This was similar to what happened earlier, but Boom Tampos actually put that ball on rest. You see that right here. Boom was on him. He went inside. But we wouldn't know where the whistle was.
Oo nga eh.
Hindi natin
Hindi natin
makita kung
narinig.
saan yung senyas eh. Diba?
Oo.
At that point. Because if they're gonna count that, dapat yung kanina kay Boom Tampos counted din.
Oo.
Diba?
Ganun nga yun. You have to be more consistent. And we've seen some questionable calls that decided the game just last weekend.
This one's a wider shot. We'll see. Here we go. Let's look at the ref. Signals it.
Dito na siya dun.
Oh, I thought he still put the ball on the floor.
Oo nga eh.
Well, that one's close. I don't think the ball was at rest or nagather when that whistle came.
Okay, they reviewed it and they uphold the call. It's a basket for Roy Suma. Bonus free throw coming up to give them the lead back. Much to the chagrin of Coach Junti Valenzuela. Yun ang sinasabi ni Mactalio.
Mactalio, right. Kasi yung kay Boom Tampos kanina, mas malinis na
Oo.
wala nang gather na talaga.
Parehong-pareho eh.
Oo. Ito nga, medyo may isang dribble pa eh.
Oo. Ayun nga, yung consistency sa tawag, no?
Well, if you're in that floor, you gotta forget about that.
Tapla na naman tayo, 67 all. Naagaw yung bola, muntikan na para sa Zamboanga. Mactalio airballs the free again. Zamboanga getting a stop. Sumang behind the back, gets to the gut of the defense. Cartwright Cruz
that's
travels.
trouble, right.
Yeah.
That's
Hindi,
trouble.
malinaw yun. Yun, malinaw.
And that one's clear.
Traveling talaga.
Yeah, clearly. That one's clear. Pero you have to admire the effort defensively of was that Mark Meneses? Right. And Reebok Sang. Oo.
Nag-clamp down sila dun kay Carl Brian Cruz.
Yeah.
2:20 left. Looks like Manzo is gonna return. Visibly not 100%.
I think he has to. Nice pass!
Sang malakas! In transition now, Roy Sumang pulling up for free. No! Kawilan tracks it down. We are entering the final 2 minutes in regulation.
This is a good game.
Sumang attacks. The pass broken up. It will stay with Zamboanga, but only 1 second remaining on their shot clock.
And both coaches were quick to signal. There's 1 second left. The offense knows that. The defensive coach knows that. And so they tell everyone, their guys on the floor, there's 1 second left.
Carl Brian Cruz can't give them the lead.
They got numbers.
Mactalio, bagsak si Alvin Capombres, offensive foul laban kay Lian Martel.
Well, they didn't need that.
Oo. Mabigat na tawag yun.
See that here. Mactalio was going down. Oh yeah, clearly.
It's a challenge, ha? Ng Cebu Greats.
Well, I think, from what I saw, I thought he didn't give space for, one, Alvin didn't see him. Two, he didn't have enough space to try and change direction and avoid that back pick.
Big challenge coming up. We'll be back for the result of this one.
Cebu Greats challenge was unsuccessful. Offensive foul on Leon Martel is third.
Unsuccessful challenge by the Cebu Greats.
Yeah, no question about that. He had that elbow leaning forward. He was technically the one who initiated that contact. Actually, hindi pa nga palapit sa kanya si Alvin. Siya yung pumunta kay Capobres.
So, bola babalik sa Zamboanga. Tabla tayo, 67 all. At stake here for Zamboanga is getting a firm hold of that second spot in the South Division, while for Cebu, they have 10 wins. They are currently at number 10.
It's a chase for win number 13 to get to 10. In my opinion, yun ang nakikita akong number.
Carl Brian Cruz gets the friendly bounce on that free.
Wow.
Prayer answered for CBC.
How about some retribution for Carl Brian Cruz? He committed that traveling violation earlier, but this time took that shot top of the key and got the shooter's bounce to get that ball to fall in.
Tatlong lamang ng Zamboanga, seeking to bounce back from that painful loss against Jensen.
Mahaba pa to.
Manzo making his move, pulling up for free. No! Rebound ends up with Chino Mosqueda, but he had a good look. Abdul Sawat up top. Kawilan offering that screen.
Gotta watch out for JP.
JP puts it on the deck, drives right, swatted away by Dolan Adlawan.
Oh my goodness. Adlawan has got that airspace covered. East side, west side, north or south, he's got it covered. Look at that. At the apex of that layup, boy, did he swat that away.
Butata, inaabot ni JP Kawilan dun.
Oh man.
Again, if you're Cebu, you need another stop. Dolan Adlawan, only 2 points, but 6 boards, 2 steals, and 4 rejections.
importante yung 4 na rejection na yun. Importante din, in my opinion, yung 2 sa rebounds na yun.
Bola ng Cebu, after the review. Now, if you're in the Cebu grades, you don't necessarily need a free.
Yes, you don't. You still got time. It's probably good for about what? Maybe 3, 4 possessions, maybe even 5. Still a lot of time. You really just gotta execute.
7 blocks for Cebu, pero 5 din para sa Zamboanga.
Ooh.
Boom Boom Tampos at Sax. The feed at Lawan, no! Mananatili sa panig ng Cebu. 13 seconds still on their shot clock.
But it's a baseline out of bounds. One of the most difficult inbounds to defend, especially in late game situations. But they're gonna review this.
And Coach Junti will map out a quick baseline out of bounds play. 3-point lead. Now if you're Cebu, you want to involve Jun Manzo in this action as we see. Tapik pa, huli. Huli tumama ba kay Alvin Capopres o kay Ian Martin?
Medyo parang either way eh. And that will stay with Cebu.
Cebu pa din. 50.9 seconds. Now, no Paul Desiderio. Talio not on the floor. Now it's Jan Hamon. So some added shooting and scoring for Cebu, replacing Boom Boom Tampos from the baseline. Jun Manzo to trigger it in.
Oh, wow!
Mark Meneses! He was right there. Just could not finish. But he will head to the line for 2 massive free throws.
Well, they faked off that back pick. Instead, he went on the gate side and leaving that entire left side for Mark Meneses.
Abdul Sawa not able to react. Late on the help. Meneses at the line where he is 3 out of 4. Calmly sinks the first free throw. Came into this game, Mark Meneses shooting below 70%. Crucial free throw coming up. Actually, below 60%, 58.8. He misses the second, battle for the rebound. It ends up with Roy Sumang. 44 seconds left. Let's see what they will do in this possession. Abdul Sawat, the drop to JP Kawilan who scores. What a play by the Zamboanga Sikat. And JP Kawilan, just his first 2-point field goal. But it comes at a crucial juncture para dito sa Zamboanga.
In late game situations, Abdul Sawat, every time he puts the ball on the floor, would love to test that middle lane defense. That time, he got in, drew that secondary defender, and left it to the least guarded guy, his teammate, in JP Kawilan.
Nagbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Is this the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Well, they immediately knew that Donald Adlawan was going to help out because he's been, patrolling the airwaves. And so when that drive came, really just JP Kawilan waiting for that pass to come, get that finish, and that 4-point lead for Zamboanga.
Now Cebu needs a quick basket. Manzo will catch, put it on the deck. He drives,
That's
will
gotta
lay it
count.
in. Oo, counted yun.
That's
Tingin ko,
gotta count. That is gotta count.
We will review this. But that was a good move. It only chopped not even 3 seconds from the game clock.
Actually, ganda ng depensa ni Chino Mosqueda. He kept staying right in front. Pero yung quick rip going the left side, there's that foul. Oh yeah, that's gotta count.
Oo, counted yan.
Yeah, the moment that he raised his arm to signal a foul, June already had that ball resting on his hands, gathering for that finish.
Sa akin, malinaw counted. Tignan natin. It will count. All right. Manzo a chance to cut the lead to 1.
Alam mo, what you love about this play, previously, yung nagmadali si Roy Sumang telling CBC to get out of the way and allow Sawa to drive, he was actually saying we need a 2-for-1. And so they got that down to 31 seconds. But the Cebu grades also had time to get a shot off quickly, and so that they now have the 2-for-1.
Now the question is, should Manzo make this free throw? Do you foul if you're Cebu with well, he misses the free throw. Yun yung mabigat. Manzo,
Now is the time to defend.
only 2 out of 6 from the line.
Get a good defense, secure the rebound.
About a 4-second differential between shot and game clock.
That is enough time.
Roy Sumang attacks, pulling up. Money on a mid-range jumper.
They got time.
But still a 2-possession game. Hamon, a second remaining. And that's gonna do it. Zamboanga. How about Roy Sumang? Struggling all game long with his shot. Delivers the dagger for the Zamboanga Sikat.
Well, how about that move by Roy Sumang? Going back again to his UE days, when he would at crunch time deliver the dagger against June Manso, no problem. Little step back, and that basket made just in time to give them the lead and eventually the game.
Super Sumang activated here in the clutch. And Zamboanga holds on, dealing Cebu this defeat a costly one because it will complicate things in the play-in picture in the South Division. Best player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
16 points on 6 of 10 shooting. Perfect from the line. 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and just 1 turnover to show. And what mattered really is in crunch time, he made the right reads, made the right decisions, be it for himself or an open teammate. That's free.
Zamboanga holds off Cebu here, 74-70 in a battle in the South. And Zamboanga, as a result, will improve to 17-8. Cebu naman, after 5 straight victories, will drop down to 10-16. Let's go courtside to Miss Andrea Endicio.
Maraming salamat, Ken. First of all, congratulations at napakagrabe nga ng intensity ng ball game na ito. Pero paano mo na-maintain yung composure mo given that intensity of this ball game?
Yun lang po, nagfo-focus lang ako sa sinasabi, pinapa-remind sa akin lagi ng mga coaches, mga teammates ko na magtiwala lang ako sa sarili ko talaga kasi nasa likod ko lang silang lahat. Yun lang po.
And undoubtedly, this win is a team effort. Meron ka bang gustong sabihin sa iyong mga teammates sa likod and of course to your coaches?
Unang-una gusto kong pasalamatan yung teammates ko. Grabe sila, yung mga vet namin. Sa mga coaches, credit pa rin. Tsaka sa skills coach ko. Tsaka sa lahat ng coaches, sa management, yun po.